Hi everyone. So in this video we will talk about Node.js command line argument and Node.js different module pattern. Okay, since the first video we are talking about Node.js as a command line, you can't do anything on the UI. But how we can pass the argument to the Node.js, that is important, right? So we can take a look onto this simple example. So I have created a test.js with these simple two lines of code, and now I will just execute this code. Right, what I'm getting is from process.argv I'm getting the first is a Node.js runtime argument, runtime environment I'm running, and the file name. So the zeroth argument I'm getting from process.argv is the process name and the file name. What if I try to pass some argument argv1, then I will be getting that from the index 2 to 3. So index 2 is having first argument, index 3 is having second argument, and I'm just doing a slicing and printing only those arguments which are coming after the second index, coming from second index, like 0 and 1 we are skipping, so you can see that we are getting this. So this is how you can pass the command line argument and we can capture it. And there is one simple example I have created for the Node.js command line. So here what we are doing is we are getting the command line input. Okay, we are logging it, and based on the command line argument we are trying to print. Okay, so we just slice the argument and we assign that to this. Now based on your input, like if you are passing insult, complaint and all, so if you do this, my argument 1 is insult, right? So let me save it and try again. You can see this particular case will execute, and here you will get the output properly based on the switch case, right? So here I am passing the command line argument. So command line argument contains the process name, file name, and then whatever the argument you are passing. So I'm passing insult. So this is the argument which is coming at the index 2, right? 0, 0th index, first index is the file name, and second index is the argument you are passing. So you can pass n number of argument, and those argument will be printed here, right? So I hope you got like how you can capture the runtime argument from the Node.js CLI, and based on the input you can execute the code. There may be a particular condition, okay, for this particular input I wanted to do this, for this particular input I wanted to do something else. Okay, so this is the basic Node.js command line argument, and how we capture the command line argument from the process object, and how we decide this code can be anything once you receive the command line argument. Okay, now we'll talk about the module patterns. So in Node.js, in the JavaScript environment, we talk about the different module pattern: Commonjs module pattern, ES6, AMD, and require module pattern. So these are different module patterns. Some are supporting synchronous and asynchronous both, like ES6 and CommonJS support synchronous and asynchronous loading of the modules. I will not go into much detail, otherwise for the beginner level this will confuse things. So Node.js uses the CommonJS module pattern. This module pattern will enable you to import and export things when you are writing a Node.js code. So we have seen that how this module works, right? And we try to do the require command, right? And you can require a particular file. So I have a test file, or module not found means that is not here, that file is not available. Here also this file is not available. Let me see the current working directory. Now let's go here and we can do require. Here we can see the file is there, right? Require app. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually requiring that file, right? So requiring means I'm trying to import the file here. You can see the test I am importing, right? So This is how we import another file into another file. So okay, let's do this with the example, otherwise it is confusing. So I created a variable x and I can export it and import it somewhere else. Okay, so basic thumb rule, if you are not aware about the Commonjs module pattern, leave it. But when you export it, what you have to do is module.exports and whatever you wanted to export object. Okay, in another file you have to require that thing, and here you will be passing the file name like app. So maybe app.js is in the current working directory or some other working directory. If it is in another working directory, then you just specify it. So here you are exporting something and here I am importing something, right? So the export will happen from some one file, import will happen in another file. So you have written some code like Fibonacci series code which is taking some input. That function you have written in app.js, and in test.js you wanted to require it. So how you do it? Simple. Const function, you will do a require, and require means here whatever in the current working directory you have, right? Now because I already have app.js somewhere, so I will be able to require it because hello is not defined, so I have to put right variable. X is defined, so I'm importing that in the test.js. Okay, so now if I just run this, so here I'm getting error. Now you can see why, because hello is not defined and that is coming from app.js. Now I'm running test.js, but app.js is getting executed because I'm requiring app.js in the test.js. Right, so x hello is not a variable, right? We have to assign it to a string. I wanted to show you this message, that how this debugging happens. So now this is a constant and I'm exporting it from here in the test.js. I'm requiring it. So you can also do console.log what we are getting in the fn. This is just a variable, right? Now you can see what I got from there is hello world, right? This is app.js, another module. You can say this is the module. This is how we define a module in Node.js. This can be anything. This can be a function, this can be utility, or this can be a class, anything. Because classes are also supported now, and I'm using the latest version of Node.js, so it is supporting all the ES6 features. Here you can create a function. Let's create a function. Now this is a function I am exporting from app.js, okay, and here I am importing it. So I have to call it this function to get the outcome from it, right? Again hello world, right? So app.js I'm exporting, in test.js I'm requiring it, or you can say I'm importing it. So we just generally use the syntax require. Require is used to require the module. So this is a user defined module. In your daily programming you will be using lot of other modules like fs, like for file system you will be requiring it. So this is the core module. This comes with Node.js process, or if you are using HTTP you will be requiring it. So HTTP is to deal with creating server, all these things, right? And you can just run it. Everything works fine because HTTP and FS modules are already there. You can just do a console.log what you are getting. FS module is giving you all the methods which you need, right? So here you can see FS. So same thing we can also see here. It's like global.fs, right? Either you do this or you can just do require, right? Both are printing same thing. So whatever is available in the global, like global.http, same thing you can access using require also. Right? It is giving us the same input, whatever we are getting from the require HTTP, or you just do the global.http. Okay. So these are some of these are called a predefined set of modules which Node.js is already providing with its process object, I mean with its global object. So you can just directly require them. If you are writing your custom functionality, like I want to write my own function, then I will be creating a module, I will be exporting it from here, and I will be importing it here. So this is what I'm trying to tell you in this video is how the module CommonJS modules works. These are called CommonJS modules. In future, you might be seeing that people are using fs, import everything as fs from fs module. So we will be creating alias and all in the TypeScript code. This is import export syntax, and you will see something like that: export default x or export class, something like this. Okay, these are called ES6 module system where you will be exporting and importing like this. These are called CommonJS module pattern where you are exporting the modules here and importing it here. We have already seen this module global variable. This module is having all the required things which we need. So what is happening when you do require? It is actually encapsulating this particular function, encapsulating the app.js code inside a module, and it is giving it to us. So if you just try to, in this app.js, we are getting the function. So if I just try to do console.log fs fn, let me just clean this out. So this is a little clear. So I'm just trying to print it. So you got the function, right? So we are importing the functions. You just call this function and get it. The whole objective is just to make you understand about how the CommonJS module pattern works. In further videos, you may understand, okay, how this CommonJS ES6 module pattern, EMD module pattern works.